and so it helps me with regard to my business.
Definitely, you need to come and be a part of this.
This really enables you to face the challenges, of which there are many.
It's valuable, priceless.
Now, may I have about 30 minutes of your time? Okay, I'm gonna wing through this real quick, and I'll do the best I can, to do a good job for the breakfast. I want to talk to you today about how leadership works, because in any business that we have, one of the probably the headaches, or one of the frustrating situations with any business owner is to not have someone to know how to lead, or how to duplicate, or how to emulate, or to how to carry out the vision of that business. I did a research on a man by the name of Walt Disney, and Walt Disney, he wasn't a leader. Walt Disney was a great leader. Are you listening to what I'm saying? He was an innovator, a visionary, and one of the most successful business leaders in his time. And he had 8 principles. Walt Disney used 8 principles that made him one of the greatest icons of the 20th century. And let me just give you these quick 8 principles. Everybody say principles. Principles work for anybody. Principles work for whomsoever will dare to tap into these principles that'll work for you. Principle number 1 he used was provide a promise, not a product. Provide a promise, not a product. In other words, you can have a promise with a product, but you can never have a product without a promise. 2 is always exceed customer expectation. Always exceed customer expectation. Number 3, now I have all of the breakdowns on these principles, but for the sake of time. Number 3, pursue your passion and the money will follow. Pursue your passion and the money will follow. Number 4, stay true to your company's mission and values. Stay true to your company's mission and values. And then number 5, differentiate your offer. Differentiate your offers. In other words, every facet of Disneyland or Disney World, they all operate, is a unique kind of operation. In other words, employees to Walt Disney, he calls them associates. Visitors to Walt Disney, he calls them guests. Or creative designers are called Imagineers or Imagineers. See, he has a whole different idea about his business. And then number 6, lead by example and then delegate. Lead by example and then delegate. Number 7, defy convention. Defy convention. He was one of the businessmen that defied the odds. He took his business promotion promo to big corporations, and they laughed at him. They said, that's a swamp that you wanted to build that, but look at it right now. And then the last principle that Walt Disney used that made him who he is leave behind something to grow. Leave behind something to grow. According to one historian, he said these words. He said, the true measure of a man's greatness is what he's left behind to grow. Now, I want to talk to you about how leadership works. The question is, how do we learn leadership? How do we learn leadership? For the most part, I was talking to my business friend Wayne this morning. For the most part of it, most of us, we learn leadership, through trial and error. And some, learning comes from experience. And that's he was telling me a story this morning about how everything he learned, he learned from experience. And so I believe also that the framework of how leadership works is found in these 5 levels we'll discuss today. So let me give you an overview of these levels. The first level that we're going to enter into is just an overview. Level 1 is called the position level. Position level, where people follow you because they have to. All right. This is the position level where people follow you because they have to. And then if you're good, you get promoted up to level 2, which is the permission level, where now relationships are established, and this is where people follow you because they want to. People follow you because they want to. And then level number 3 is called the production level. This is where people follow because what you have done for the organization. Okay, this is the production, which means the bottom line is results. And then level 4 is people development. People development. This is where people will follow because of what you have done for them. People will follow for what you have done for them. And then, of course, the last level is level 5, which is called the pinnacle level, which now you earn the respect, where people follow because of who you are and what you represent. And that's our ultimate goal, is to get people to follow us for who we are and for what we represent. So let's talk about these 5 levels. And if we don't finish today, we'll finish it some other time. Level number 1 is position. The position level. This is when people follow you because they have to. Now, position in any company or even in ministry. I've been in ministry for 20 years. I've been a businessman for about 10 years. And I've learned that position is the lowest level of leadership. Position is the lowest level of leadership, and a lot of us, are struggling with people that stay in the level of position, because though this is the entry level, but positional leaders have only limited influence that comes with a job title. See, this is a position. Positional leadership is based only on the rights that's granted to their position and title. So they have the rules, they have the bylaws, they have the articles, and they live by that. And they're not innovative, they're not creative. They live within the boundaries. And there's nothing wrong with a leadership position, but things can go wrong by using your position to try to get people to follow you. This is the position level. People on level 1 can become bosses. You can become a boss in level number 1, in position level, but they will never become leaders. They will never become leaders. They have people under them, or they have subordinates up under them, but those people are not team players. You can have people that's under you, but they're not team players. All they do is punch a clock, their time clock, do whatever they got, and they go home. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Because positional leaders, they rely on rules. Positional leaders rely on regulations. They rely on policies. They rely on organization charts to control their people. This is the first level. And so their people usually do only what is required of them. It's the lowest level of leadership. And so when positional leaders when they ask their people for extra hour or for extra time from their people, usually they don't get it. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Positional leaders have difficulty working with volunteers. I have a lot of these kind of people. They have problem working with volunteers. They have problem working with younger people. They have a problem working with people that know more than them. Why? Because potential leaders or positional leaders have no influence, and these types of people tend to be more independent, or they tend to be standoffish. They want to do things because if it's going to be done right, they want to do it themselves because they haven't earned that respect. Now watch this real quick for the first level. Position is the only level that does not require ability or effort to achieve anything, because anyone can be appointed to a position. Wow. All right, let's move on to level 2. Level 2 is the permission level. And I'd like to say to you that I'm probably in this level right now because I've been given the permission to speak to the kings and the priests today. Amen. This is the level where people follow you because they want to. People follow you because they want to. Level 2 is based entirely now on relationships. Are you with me? Amen. Level 2 is based entirely on relationship. When you like people, watch this everybody, when you like people and treat them as individuals who have value, you begin to develop influence with them. See, this is something that we need to get a hold of, because when you begin to like people, you treat them like humane people, you treat them, you respect their value, now you begin to develop an influence within them. Now they're attracted to you. You start to develop trust. Are you following me? So now the environment, now that your work environment, now your atmosphere, the atmosphere in the office becomes more and more positive, whether that be at home or at your job or at play or while volunteer. Now all of a sudden things begin to look like there's more optimism inside the office. And the agenda for the leaders on level 2, listen to this, is it preserving their position? They're not there to try to hold on to a position. It's in getting to know their people and figuring out how to get along with them. Are you listening? So while leaders find out who their people are, watch this, while leaders find out who their people are, on the other hand, followers are finding out who their leaders are. See, now you have a relationship. Now your people or your followers are not just coming in to just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and go home. Now they're really concerned about you. And so now people start building solid and lasting relationship in level 2. Watch this. You can like people without leading them. You might want to tweet this one. You can like people without leading them, but you cannot lead people without liking them. That's what level 2 is all about. Come on, let's go to level 3. Level 3 is production. Level 3 is production, the production level. You see, I always tell, I just came back from LA and I was telling people, I spoke at an anniversary. And I was telling the church, it was like about 9 or 10 different churches that were there. And I was telling them, that while we're trying to quote scriptures and memorize scriptures and while we're speaking in tongues but we're lying in English, and what happened? What happened? To the world, everybody say to the world. To the world, all they think about is the bottom line. You can carry a Bible, you can sing, but the world is show me the stuff. Right. That's the bottom line to the world. It's not like I'm a tongue-talking person. I believe in all of that stuff. But when you want to run the world, you have to show the world something. So that's why we come here to these breakfasts, because here we get the right information that's going to give us a revelation, and that's going to give us transformation, that's going to give us the manifestation. Now we get to see things, and then when we start manifesting things, that's when we can create our own inspiration. Are you listening to what I'm saying? I don't need Marvin Gaye to inspire me no more, because I got money. I can go create my own inspiration. So the production level is where people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. The production level is where people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. One of the dangers of getting to the permission level is that a leader may be tempted to stop there. Talking about the level number 3. Are you listening? Or level number 2. But good leaders don't just create a pleasant working environment, they get things done. They get things done. Are you with me? That's why they must move up to level 3, which is now based on results. It's based on results. Here on the production level, leaders gain influence and credibility, and people begin to follow them because of what they've done for the organization. Many positive things begin to happen when leaders when we get to level 3. Number 1, work get done. Stuff gets done. We get results. Morale improves. Profit goes up. Turnover goes down. And goals are achieved. Are you with me? So it is also on level 3 that momentum kicks in. Boy, I can't wait to enter into the momentum level. See, when we enter into a momentum level, so you've been pushing hard, for year 1. You've been pushing hard year 2. You've been pushing hard for all of a sudden in year 3, it seemed like the pushing it gets light. And because momentum is starting to kick in. And then when momentum kicks in, now it's like effortless. Now all you got to do is just do whatever you got to do. The thing is working on its own. Leading and influencing others becomes fun on this level. Now you love to show up to work. Because success and productivity have been known to solve a lot of problems. Come on, everybody. So on level 3, leaders can become change agents. We can become change agents who can tackle tough problems and face thorny issues. We can tackle those problems. I was talking to a pastor, and the pastor was telling me, yeah, but pastor, man, I be getting all these waves, man, all the different waves, man, just hitting me back, back to back. And I go like this, you want to know how I use them waves? He said, how you use them waves? I go, I ride them. Here come another wave. Look at your neighbor and tell him, ride it out. It's just like a roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? It's filled with anxiety, fear, excitement. But if you stay inside the cart, if you stay in the roller coaster, you'll be fine. And so therefore, level 3 leaders make difficult decisions that makes a difference. They're not afraid to make a difference. In my relationship with our mentor, I don't call him for anything. I don't call him for, what I do is I'll make a tough decision, and if I get reprimanded for it, then I'll get reprimanded. But I'm not going to sit there and not do something and then find out later that I could have done it. Right. On this level, you make tough decisions. Level 3 leaders make difficult decisions that make a difference and take their people to another level of effectiveness. Now, let's go to number 4. Level 4 is people development. Number 4 is people development level. This is where people follow you because of what you have done for them. This level right here is people will follow you because of what you've done for them. So leaders become great not because of their power. Listen to this, everybody, but because of their ability to empower others. You don't become great because you have the power, but you become great because you have the ability now to empower others. That's what leaders do on level 4. They use their position. Listen to this, everybody. They use their position, they use their relationships and productivity to invest in their followers and develop them until those followers become leaders in their own right. The result is reproduction. The result is reproduction. Level 4 leaders produce themselves. They reproduce themselves. Tweet this. Produce games. But people development wins championships. Let me say that one more time. Production may win games, but people development wins championships. 2 things always happen on level 4. 2 things happen on level 4. 1, teamwork goes to a very high level because high investment in people deepens relationship and helps people to know one another better. See, I gravitate to that. And guess what it does? It strengthens loyalty. It causes people to be loyal to you. And then 2, performance increases because there are more leaders on the team now, and they all help to improve everybody's performance. All right? Level 4 leaders change the lives of the people they lead. Level 4 leaders change the lives of the people they lead. My life has never been the same ever since I've connected with Dr. Philip Godot. And the people follow them because of just that. That's why I follow him. Their relationships are often lifelong relationships. I've been with him now since 2000. Met him in 1999. Now, the ultimate, last level 5, the pinnacle level. Level 5 is the pinnacle level. This is where people follow you because of who you are and what you represent. It's no longer because of what you have. It's no longer because of hype. It's no longer because of the product that you have, but people will follow you because of who you are and what you represent. The highest and the most difficult level of leadership is in the pinnacle level 5. While most people can learn to climb to levels 1 through 4, but level 5 leaders requires not only effort, it requires skills, but also intentionally, it requires a high level of talent. Only naturally gifted leaders ever make it to the highest level. Level 5 leaders develop people to become level 4 leaders. Let me say that again. Level 5 leaders develop people to become level 4 leaders. Watch this. They develop leaders to the point where they're able and willing to develop other leaders. Amen. So developing other level 5 leaders is the most difficult leadership task of all. It's the most difficult task of all is to develop level 5 leaders. But here's the payoff, and I'm gonna close. Here's the payoff if you can stand to develop level 5 leaders. It's hard, but here's the payoff. Number 1, level 5 leaders develop level 5 leaders. Come on, everybody. Level 5 leaders develop level 5 leaders. Number 2, they create opportunities that other leaders don't. Level 5 leaders create opportunities that other leaders don't. Number 3, their leadership gains a positive reputation. Their leadership gains a positive reputation. Number 4, they create legacy in what they do. They create legacy in what they do. And then last, number 5, as a result, level 5 leaders often transcend their position, their organization, and sometimes their industry. So that's the word for today. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming to the FCMI breakfast.
We have blessings brought into our lives so we can be a blessing.
Each conference we come to, we'll change when we get back.
God wants us to prosper, because otherwise how can we help our neighbor or our communities or anyone else if we can't even meet our own needs?
Fellowship Covenant Ministries International, or FCMI, is enhancing the lives of numerous entrepreneurs, ministers, and youth by adding value to their calling or business with professional growth strategies in such a turbulent economy.
Even relationship, because I think the foundation of this is building relationships, and relationships are most important these days.
In order to succeed in these unpredictable times, you need a strong partner and stable network to help guide you through contemporary challenges. An organization founded on the principles of God's Word. An organization looking out for your best interests.
2 anointings for 1 vision.
Founded by Dr. Philip George Godot, he saw the need for professional development for leaders in ministry and business. Our mission is to identify resources to build and support the development of Christian leadership worldwide.
It has been a great blessing to me. It's so good to be able to come and get refreshed again, get refilled.
Nothing's impossible. And that's what you learn through him, is that nothing is impossible. When you believe, nothing's impossible.
Just really speaking to us for growth. self-growth, that we can make a difference in ourselves and others that we touch, others that we teach, and in business, in the marketplace. And just looking at another level of leadership, of excellence, of expectation, and just really applying the Word of God and how it can really benefit our community.
The FCMI model for leadership development focuses on 4 key components: fellowship, a shared cause and purpose supported with a commitment of time and resources; covenant, a commitment to God and one another; ministries, diverse ministries and cultures joining together in unity to bring in the end time harvest; international, international in our aim and focus with the common goal of winning the world for Christ.
You know, it's all about the camaraderie. It's the people that you get to meet, the relationships you form, and the bonds that you create, not just with the people here in Sacramento and in this church, but people from all over the world that come, and I get to meet them, otherwise I wouldn't have. But what a great venue to do that, and it's all in the Spirit of God and the Spirit of giving. It's awesome.
I've attended a lot of places of pastors having seminars and church growth development, but what I really enjoy about this is not just the ministry is open, the heart of ministry is open here.
Every year I've attended these events, and it's just life-changing for me.
You know, words can't express how this event has touched me. You know, I came down here expecting God to move in a mighty way, and I've learned so much that I can take back to the ministry in Kent, Washington, and it's also going to help me be a better mother to my children, how to be the leader in my household.
Last night sat next to a man from India. There's people from Ghana, Nigeria, all over the world, and it's just a blessing when God's people come together to lift Him up, but also to lift ourselves up.
At FCMI, we offer quality workshops, regional conferences, business and ministry mentorships, a monthly Kings and Priests breakfast. At FCMI, we are not moved by present or future economic projections. We are using the Word of God as our foundation.
I'm an attorney. I've been practicing for about 14 years now. These kinds of conferences put biblical principles about businesses into perspective so that we can apply them to today, and so it helps me with regard to my business.
FCMI is adding value to the personal and professional success of our members. Partner with us and network with like-minded men and women in youth through Fellowship Covenant Ministries International, FCMI.